What's up, Niner fam? My name is JT Magnum. Welcome to Niner News. The 49ers played the Seattle Seahawks at Seattle yesterday and came away with a 37-18 loss. It was horrible. It was gone from the get-go. It was just a horrible display of football, and it got me thinking about a lot of things about what's going on with this team and what's happening and what's not happening, and it was just frustrating. It was very frustrating to watch. This is a game where I didn't think, to be honest with you, as a 49er fan, you want the 49ers to win, yes, but did I think they were going to actually beat Seattle in Seattle? No. There wasn't very many positives to pull out of this, and I'll talk about those in a little bit, but just from the get-go, I mean, the way they ran the ball, the way they passed the ball on us, they scored in 3 plays to just begin the game. In literally 43 seconds, they scored. It was just, to me, right there and then, it was over. Like, it was just over right then and there, because the 49ers come right back, 3 and out. They get the ball again, they score, boom, and then it's just 14-0 within seconds. I think it was like within 2-minute span or something like that. It was 14-0. So, if you're a 49er fan right now, you got to be angry. You got to be a little bit angry because you don't want to lose to the Seahawks. At the same time, you see the team and you know the team is supposed to be playing better than what they are. You feel that the players could be better than what they are, but you also could feel what I feel is anger towards Trent Baalke. I don't have anger towards Chip Kelly. I don't think it's Chip Kelly's system. I think it's the hand that he's dealt. And what I mean by that is Trent Baalke is drafting these guys, and he's drafting too much of one area here and there, but he's not addressing the needs. And this team has needed a quarterback and it's needed wide receivers since I can't remember when. It's basically needed a wide receiver and a quarterback for the longest time. Michael Crabtree was not the answer. He's okay in Oakland, but the only reason he's okay in Oakland is because Amari Cooper's over there. And if Amari Cooper wasn't on that team, Crabtree would not be doing crap on that Oakland team. I don't care what anybody says. Crabtree was not great. Crabtree is not a great wide receiver. He's not a number 1. He's a number 2. Anyways, that's another story for another time, in other words. But the 49ers have needed a wide receiver since basically T.O. They haven't had a number 1 wideout. They haven't had a guy that really just makes a difference in a game. A guy that teams have to scheme for, have to watch, have to pay attention to. And it's always caused problems. They haven't had a quarterback that can basically, read the field, do anything. It's just been forever. Colin Kaepernick was that in 2012 and 2013. But since 2014, 15, and 16, he's just not been the same quarterback. Will he ever be? I'm not sure. He's not getting the opportunity right now to show us. And even if he did, I've seen enough in the last 2 years to know that probably he's just not the dude right now. Then you watch teams like the Eagles. You watch teams like the Cowboys, who were about to play, by the way, in San Francisco with Dak Prescott. And you see Carson Wentz doing well, I'm surprised. The whole NFL is surprised. I didn't think Carson Wentz was ready. I didn't think he was the best quarterback in that draft, but right now he's looking like it. I still love Paxton Lynch. He's not even playing. Trevor Siemian's doing well for Denver. If Trevor Siemian does well, I don't know why the 49ers don't try to trade for a Paxton Lynch. I mean, at this point, do something. Make a move. Do something. Get a wide receiver. Get somebody. Alshon Jeffrey in free agency next year. Anybody. Just get somebody in here that can catch the ball, that can run good routes, and that can get open. And, because Torrey Smith's not the answer. Torrey Smith's not a number 1 wide receiver. He's not a guy that's going to just, he commands attention when he goes deep because he's just fast, but he's not a good over the middle catcher. And then on top of that, he gets hurt. He got hurt yesterday. I'm not sure if he even stayed in the game. Trent Baalke is the reason why. We don't need 17 cornerbacks on the team. We always get 7. He drafts cornerbacks every year, and now there's a big fight for cornerback. The same guys win out every year almost, and then on top of that, now we're just giving away cornerbacks to other teams because we don't need them anymore. So what good is it doing? It's just giving us another draft pick so the next year you can do the same thing. Like, what are you getting extra draft picks for if you're not using them on anything? We got Eric Armstead last year. Now we got DeForest Buckner. I get it. It's a good defensive line. We're forming that defensive front and everything. But at the same time, you're doing what? What is it doing? And when you're not even playing them half the time, or they're getting hurt, or things are going on. I mean, he drafted Tank Carradine, and just now he realized that he was wrong to make him a defensive lineman. Now they're putting him back at linebacker. He's finally doing well, but he's in a contract year. Thank goodness we signed him to a 2-year deal to get, to keep him for a little bit, but still making no sense. He's making moves that don't make sense. This year we needed a wide receiver. There were so many good wide receivers out there, couldn't take one. Last year, tons of good wide receivers, couldn't take one. We could have traded for Dorial Green-Beckham. We could have done something. Dorial Green-Beckham right now would be our number one wideout on our team, and he's not even the number one wideout in Philadelphia. Like, that tells you something right there. Like, it just makes no sense that Trent Baalke is still the general manager of this team. Like, he needs to get the freak out of here. Like, period. Just needs to go. I'm done watching the product on the field, done watching them play their hearts out and lose because they don't have a quarterback. BlaineGabbert yesterday had all the time in the world. Seattle had 0 sacks, only 7 pressures the whole game on like 27 dropbacks, I believe he had to pass or something like that. He had zero sacks and 7 pressures. He barely got pressured. The dude ran out of the pocket for no reason. He just runs out of the pocket, makes it worse for himself, and then hits nobody. He either throws the ball at somebody's feet, or he just, I don't know. I don't even know what was wrong with him. He throws either behind the receiver, or he just doesn't know what's going on, and I can't figure out what the heck is wrong with BlaineGabbert. So I want to apologize to you, Niner family. I thought BlaineGabbert was going to be decent this year. I thought he would use some accuracy. I thought he would be able to develop under Chip Kelly's offense and move the ball well and do some things with the 49er offense. I thought he was going to do it because last year he was okay and poised in the pocket when he was with Tom Sula's crap Jeep Chris offense. And it looked like maybe it was promising because this year the offensive line was going to do well. But at this point, I'm ready to see Christian Ponder or Colin Kaepernick because I can't take Gabbert's crap. Every third down was short of the sticks. He could not throw a pass past the third down marker, the first down marker, I should say. He couldn't throw it. He just couldn't. And Chip Kelly was basically saying today that he's throwing to the guy that's open, that's what Seattle was giving you. No, you're running a play that does that. Make Seattle defend that. Throw out some wide receivers out there. Get some more people down the field so that defend the whole field. Don't run those little stupid plays where we're short of the sticks trying to get a first down and break a tackle. It makes no sense. Seattle wasn't doing that. 3rd and 14. They throw the ball over the middle to Jimmy Graham. 3rd and long, throw the ball to Doug Baldwin. 3rd and something, throw the ball to Tyler Lockett. They just kept throwing the ball on 3rd down and throwing it past the first down sticks and getting them. They were like 6 of 8 for on the first half, I believe, or something like that, on 3rd downs. It was ridiculous. Like, come on. Why aren't you doing that? Why are they doing it, but we can't do it? It's because they got a better defense? Well, what were we doing on defense? That's another thing I'm going to get into in just a second, but this is on Trent Baalke. This is not on Chip Kelly. This is on Trent Baalke. This is not on the defensive coordinator either. This is on Trent Baalke because he is getting too many players that either get injury prone or he's getting too many players that he's trying to convert to do something, and he's getting players that we don't need. We don't need all these cornerbacks. We don't need all these safeties. We don't need 25 defensive linemen. You want to rotate defensive linemen, fine, but what does that do when it doesn't help us when we don't get a linebacker? We needed a middle linebacker this year to go opposite Navarro Bowman. What do? We keep the guys that we already had. We don't need Michael Wilhoit. We already know what he can do. Nothing. He does nothing. He was serviceable 1 year out of his, like 2 or 3 years ago when Patrick Willis went down. He was serviceable. That was it. And that's because we had such a good defense that it didn't matter. He was hidden back there. We've kept Ahmad Brooks forever, who, by the way, had a great game yesterday. But despite that, we've kept him forever, despite all the problems that he causes, despite all the jumping off sides, despite tons of penalties that he caused and costing us some games here and there because of these penalties. But still, at the same point, we still keep a guy like that, but hold Tank Garradine back or hold somebody else back. Corley Monier was on the team forever, didn't do anything. Why? Because they never gave him the opportunity to do so. And it's just one or the other with Trent Baalke. He just making all these draft picks that just suck now. And it's getting to the point where I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of it, Niner family. But anyways, talking about the defense now with Jim O'Brien. They weren't ready to play yesterday. I don't know what was going on yesterday. They were lackadaisical. I don't know if it was the game plan or whatever, but they weren't blitzing on third down when I normally see them. They were blitzing a lot, but now they're not blitzing on third down, letting Russell Wilson just run around and do what he does, which is make plays after he runs around the pocket. You can't let him do that, or else he's going to do what he did, which is throw deep. And that's another thing. 3rd and 14, you know he's going to throw deep, Niners. You know it. Everybody knew it. I knew it. Every Niner fan in the country knew that Russell Wilson was going to go throw deep to either Lockett or Baldwin in that play. And who's back there? Tremaine Brock lets him go right past him and just lets him run free for a first down or for a long bomb. It's like, come on. And Eric Reed, Jimmy Graham goes down the field. 2 guys covering Jimmy Graham. Eric Reed stands straight up for an interception. Instead of jumping towards the ball, Eric Reed jumps straight up. You know Jimmy Graham is 6'6". You're not going to out-jump the dude. Just go jump forward, take the ball, and go. But no, he just stands straight up. These are plays that you're taught when you're young. I mean, you know better. You go towards the ball and you intercept the ball or bat it down. Do something, but you can't jump up straight when you know a receiver is going to jump up straight for the ball and try to win a jump ball against a basketball playing Jimmy Graham. Like, it's just not going to happen. So it's plays like that yesterday. It's just dumb, idiotic defensive plays and defensive calls yesterday that just pissed me off yesterday and watching it. So if you're a Niner family, you should be writing to Jed York saying fire Baalke. He needs to go. He is the guy that is causing this team to crumble. He's been the guy to cause the team to crumble since the beginning. And I'm not talking about Jim Harbaugh, because that offense and everything ran decent under Jim Harbaugh. But at the same time, he was too conservative. I've already talked about Jim Harbaugh. I don't want to hear anything about Jim Harbaugh. It's not that. It's Baalke. He needs to go. I think if you give Chip Kelly the necessary tools, you give him the pieces to work with, give him some freaking wide receivers, give him a quarterback, maybe he'll do something. You've had 2 years now to draft a quarterback. 2 years, but you keep going with the same dudes. You don't trade Colin Kaepernick when teams want him. Just get rid of him. If you wanted to go, let him go. Don't hold on to him if you're not going to even use him and pay him, $14-15 million this year. You're paying him all this money to sit the bench. You had $50 million under the cap, but yet you still can't sign anybody but Zane Beadles. He was your big off-season acquisition, Zane Beadles. I'm not saying mortgage the Brent or mortgage the bank or spend every penny of it, but you gotta put your money somewhere. You gotta add some pieces somewhere, and he didn't do anything. He did nothing, and then stands by it as if it's good. He wants to run the ball. They haven't been able to establish to run very well. They ran well against Seattle yesterday, only because Seattle, I think, kind of got lackadaisical towards the end, so they just let it happen, and they got chewed out for it, which I thought was kind of funny. But at the same time, it's at the end of the game. It didn't mean anything. And he wants to be able to have this hard-nosed defense, but he's drafting, and nothing's coming out of it. It's just players getting hurt all the time. The same players over and over again, but they keep them, and they let other players go. Marcus Cooper, who, by the way, returned a touchdown last week for he's playing for, I forgot who he's even playing for. I don't even care anymore. He returned a touchdown and got a touchdown on defense. There's so many guys that have been lost. Kenneth, what's his name? He plays for the Titans now. I'm already forgetting. Parrish Cox, he's playing for the Titans. He's doing well on the Titans for their pass defense. Like, just guys left and right that they just let go and they do things for. They don't want to pay anybody. They don't want to do anything, and we're losing quality players over young guys that aren't doing anything for us or getting hurt. Jimmy Ward got hurt again. He's out again. He's been the most injury-prone dude since he got here, and yes, he's a good cornerback. He's transitioned well, but at the same time, I don't care if you're good if you're not on the field. So it's just a frustrating thing to watch, and there's not much to talk about the game. The only bright spot of yesterday's game, and I'll talk about the bright spot. The only bright spot in yesterday's game was the offensive line. Period. I've said it all along. I said it. I have a bet with my friend that according to PFF stats, that our offensive line will be a top 10 offensive line at the end of the year, because they had them rated 27th, I believe, or 26th or 27th, the 27th best offensive line at the beginning of the season. And I said, nope, they're going to be a top 10 offensive line. And he laughed at me, thought I was kidding. I'm telling you right now, I feel they're going to be a top 10 offensive line. They talked about Trent Brown yesterday. They talked about the offensive line, how improved they are. They allowed 0 sacks. If you remember correctly, Seattle always penetrated. Seattle always got through. Seattle always made life miserable for Colin Kaepernick or whoever was back there at QB. And yesterday, I don't even remember seeing the 7 pressures that they said they had. Do you guys remember? Because I don't remember. That's for sure. I didn't see anything going down yesterday when it came to pressure on the quarterback. And San Fran was just basically, the 49ers were just basically just pushing them on the line of scrimmage. They just couldn't get the ball to anybody because the receivers had either no separation or number 2, BlaineGabbert can't see him. So it's either one of the two, and I think both suck. So therefore, get rid of them all. Get rid of them all, or get somebody in there that can catch the ball and that can run some routes, that can get open, and that can take the top off of defense, because it's annoying. It's annoying to see all these other teams with all these great receivers that they keep picking up in drafts, while we pick up people like Burbridge, and we pick up somebody like who's not even playing, DeAndre Smelter now, who I thought was going to be okay, but then doesn't even play. It's like, why are we wasting 4th round picks that we're getting for cornerbacks, or that we're getting for people that we've already drafted that haven't worked out, that draft only to get another draft pick that doesn't work out again? It doesn't make sense. It's just so frustrating to watch. So frustrating to watch. We're not even near Seattle's level. Not even this close near Seattle's level. And their general manager and their head coach, they're the reason why they win. Why? Because those two work hand in hand perfectly, and those two know how to draft. They have built that team through the draft and through undrafted free agents, and while we've sat back and just watched them do it and done nothing about it. Every year we know what we need to do to improve the team to be able to compete, but every year they still do the same wrong things and draft the same wrong people. That has got to stop. Jed York is an idiot. All he cares about is the money. All he cares about is the money that stadium revenue brings in. He didn't care about nothing else, but he claims that he cares, that he wants to win, but yet he's done nothing of a sort to do so. And firing Trent Baalke is the start to it. The dude can't draft. Either that or our scouts suck. I don't know what else to do. The dude can't figure it out. Every year I think they're going to do better, and I apologize. I thought Gabbert was going to do well. I thought last year under Tom Sula everything would be different because, maybe they'll play a little looser or things like that, but it's not him. It's not them. I don't even blame Tom Sula. I just think it's Baalke. Baalke is the problem. He needs to go. He is horrible. He's just bad. He doesn't know what he's doing. Nothing. He doesn't know anything, it seems like, about what this team needs. We all know it. We've all seen it. There's people like Niners Nation. There's people like Niners Web Zone. There's people all over Twitter tweeting all about what the Niners need. There's reporters who know what the Niners need. There's other people that can see what the Niners need, but yet this dude won't draft them. He's just so egotistical that he can't figure out what we need, and it's a freaking quarterback and a wide receiver, but yet he still won't draft them. I don't get it. I don't get it. So frustrating. Anyways, guys, let me know in the comment section what you think. Let me know what you think about the game yesterday. It was just disgusting to watch. Let me know what you think about Trent Baalke. I know I'm going to get it in the comment section. I know you guys are going to tell me you're going to lay it on Trent in the comment section. I just know it. But let me know. Look, I'm so worked up. I'm coughing. All right, guys. Hopefully next week against Dallas, I'll have some better news for you. But until then, let's just hope we can get a win next week against Dallas. All right, go Niners, and peace out.